Hi, everybody. Thank you for taking part in this project. It's greatly appreciated. This is the first of several videos that I'll be posting to YouTube. I will be sending you the link through your email and through a text message so that you'll know that when a new video comes up. They're all focused on self-guided online learning, especially as an adult and especially as a lifelong learner. I hope you enjoy them. This one in particular, we're going to look at how to be a little bit more successful and a little less stressed out when you're using online learning. One of the very best ways to be successful with online learning is to control your environment. One of the first steps in being a successful learner is to create a space that's just for you and just for learning. It's important to personalize your space and make it so that it works for you, not only by making it more convenient and organized, but also by reducing stress by not having to look for things that you've lost, misplaced, or that someone has borrowed from you. This can be a space like an office or a desk. It can also be a portable office, is what I call the box that I keep all of my materials in so that they don't get misplaced. You also want to organize your files, whether they be paper or electronic. Make sure to label them well, separate in your files on your computer the folders and label them correctly so that you can find the information later. If you are taking notes on paper, again, organize them well, keep them in a notebook, keep them labeled, keep them dated. It just makes it easier when you go back to look for information. Now, number three is something that'll drive me crazy because I think I'm going to remember a password. But if you ever sit down and count up all the passwords you have in your life, it's quite shocking. And so what I find is I need to write them down. That can mean that I write them down on a piece of paper or that I put them in, I actually sometimes make a Word document and save them as a password. You can record them electronically. You can use personal codes where you kind of keep the same type of password, but change it just minimally so that you can remember it from one site to the other. It's also really important for number four to create a supportive environment, letting those around you know that you're taking time for yourself and that this is something that that you needs a little bit of space for or a little bit of consideration while you go through. It's also great to encourage those people around you to also engage in online learning. It's always fun to have some cohorts as you learn. One of the great things about online learning is that you are in charge of your own learning. You set the goals, you're the captain of your ship, you get to map out exactly what you're going to take from the programs and base out on what you want or what you need. You don't necessarily have to finish a course that you start. Once you get the information that you need from it, it's nice to be able to not have to waste your time on the other elements that maybe just aren't of interest to you or don't serve your needs. When you're looking to engage in online learning programs, make sure that you consider 2 points. First of all, that the programs suit your style of learning. Generally, we look at three types of learners. Those people that like to hear things and learn from that, those are audio learners. Those people that are visual learners, where they like to watch videos or watch someone perform a task, and that's the way they learn best, or those people that are more hands-on learners. So think about how the material is being presented and whether or not it suits the way that you like to take in information. Also consider the instructor. You'll know, and everyone's had the experience of where they've had a great instructor which really enhanced their learning, or that they had an instructor who wasn't so great and it actually inhibited their learning. So make sure when you're going through the programs and maybe listening to lectures or explanations that the instructors seem like people that you can relate to and they're delivering presentations actually are making sense to you, seem logical, they feel like they're actually connecting to you. Just like most things in life, it's important to set goals while you're participating in online learning programs. Some of the best tips I have ever had about technology or online learning I've learned from my students. One of the most frustrating things for me when I'm using technology is if I can't get back to a page where I had taken some information or read something that I thought would be very applicable, and somehow it's just gotten kind of jumbled up and lost in the internet world. So one of the things that my students have pointed out, and I think this is a great suggestion, is that you can take a picture of just about everything. If you broaden your mind, don't think it's necessarily just like a picture that you might take with your phone. There's several ways that you can record information by using several elements of technology. First, you can use the camera on your phone. It's been several times that if I really want to make sure that I can get back to a website, I will pick up my phone and take a picture of the actual web address, which has been very helpful because I feel it very accessible. You can also save things in your address bar at the top of most search engines like Google or Bing. You'll find that there will be a star that would indicate that it's a favorite. Well, and it will keep that website in your folders marked favorite and accessible usually on the home page of the search engine. You can also use the top of the page what's called collections, and you'll see that is generally a plus sign within a box, and this will record the page that you are looking at the time, and you can organize this into different folders, and again, extremely helpful if you're trying to get back to a website or something that you want to reference. You can do a screenshot, which on a laptop or a desktop is marked PRTSC, and that takes a picture of the screen that you're looking at. Don't forget also that you have audio and video so that you can record them, record your information easily. Or you can also tell Alexa or Siri to remember the page. So all of these ways are very helpful, especially when you want to get back to a web page, but maybe you don't have the address exactly right, or you searched it through Google and now for some reason the same search isn't producing the same information. Some of the feedback I would get as an instructor is that people often felt that online learning is faceless, meaning that you feel like you're isolated as you're learning. Many people do like to have interaction with peers and instructors, and this is highly possible on many of the websites and different offerings they have for self-guided online learners. You might find that there are ways to post information maybe in a chat to ask questions or to have discussions with your peers and or your instructors. There's also blogs, which are on a little bit more of an online discussion with someone focused on a particular topic, or vlogs of videos of the same. But don't feel that you're alone when you're learning online. There are many programs out there that can make you feel involved and give you ways to discuss the topics and learn what other people have to say about them or their input on any parts that you might find helpful or make you feel connected. The following video is part of the TED Talk series and discusses some of the amazing things that you can do with online learning, self-guided learning, and being part of a lifelong learner community.